Hello, everyone in the Secrets of Sleep, Baby and Toddler Sleep Help Group. My name is Courtney. I am your host. I am a pediatric sleep consultant, and I'm here to help families get a great night of sleep. I just wanted to chat a little bit. I've been a doula for a very long time, so about 10 years, something like that, before I became a sleep consultant. And one thing that I always hear people say is, it takes a village, right? It takes a village to raise a kid. Post below if you've had people say that and it irked you a little bit the wrong way. Definitely when I had my kids and people would say, well, it takes a village, people would say it takes a village, and I often felt offended because I was like, okay, everyone says it takes a village to, raise a kid or take care of a kid, but then I felt like I was always at home, taking care of my baby alone, I definitely feel like doing a lot of doula work has definitely showed me that we definitely struggle as moms with support system in our culture. And I think that this is I'm Canadian, so I recognize that I say our culture and then that could be totally different per person who's watching, but post below if you agree that we don't have enough support when it comes to taking care of our babies, raising our babies, into toddlers, that you feel that there's times when you're I can't believe I have to do this all alone. It's so tough. I definitely felt like that. I definitely struggled with that. And then someone would always, say something it takes a village, and I would feel irked the wrong way because I'd be okay, well, where's my village? Okay. I just wanted to recognize that. I just wanted to recognize that it's one thing that I think it does take a village. I think that we're not meant to do it alone. I think this is a challenge for us. I also think that it's encouraged in our culture to buy stuff. Baby showers are such a big thing, and there's so much money spent on all of this stuff that in reality we don't necessarily need a lot of stuff for babies. This thing here or there could be good, but we don't necessarily need all this stuff. And then in my opinion, obviously as someone who's a doula and a sleep consultant, having money towards support would actually probably be more beneficial. If you don't yet have a baby and you're planning the baby shower and you're I don't know what things I need, I highly recommend putting some money away for and asking for support, being able to hire a lactation consultant if you struggle with breastfeeding. Having money for that is huge. Hiring a doula to help with nighttime care because you don't get enough sleep, absolutely huge. Hiring a sleep consultant if you have a baby that wakes up 7 times in the night is going to be significantly more helpful for you than, having a really fancy mattress or, something like that. Having the coolest of cool change tables when you really could just use a mat on the floor. It doesn't make a difference to your baby, right? So I just wanted to mention that. I also just wanted to say that there's no prize for figuring things out on your own too. Okay? One thing I hear, because I talk to a lot of families, okay, is, I just had someone message me this morning being man, I really thought I could figure it out on my own, but I've been struggling for so long now that now I'm going to reach out for help and hire a sleep consultant. And to me, that was almost a little bit sad because I was oh no, if only you would have reached out months ago before you were struggling so bad when things were, just starting to be bad, and then you didn't have to go through the last 4 months that were awful, and you messaged and reached out to me now, it's we could have worked on this months ago and you didn't have to go through this time of it being so awful. So I'm just here to say that there's no prize for figuring it out on your own. This is truly something that I feel as a culture, on one hand, we just don't have enough support. It's super tough, and I don't think that this is how it should be. And on the other hand, I think sometimes as moms, we feel we should be able to figure it out on our own. We feel we should manage on our own when we shouldn't. We should be able to get lots of help. We should have, all the support in the world, right? Raising children is a large deal. And, I think as moms, we take it very seriously and we work really hard at it. And I think we do a great job. Okay. I think that all the moms in this group, I know I don't know you, but I think that you guys are doing a really great job because you're waking up in the morning, you're showing up, you're doing what you need to do. That's what our kids require of us, and it's a lot of work, and you're doing a great job. Okay, so I just don't think you have to do it alone. So if you have a baby that is waking up frequently in the night, or a toddler that just won't go to sleep and there's tantrums and it's a nightmare. And like, there are reasons why it's like this, and it's okay that you don't know why your kid is doing this. Like, it's totally okay. Like, because you don't specialize in pediatric sleep. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're, maybe you do something else, right? Like, even if you are just a stay-at-home mom and you're like, but this is my job, like, you don't have to be the expert in baby sleep. And also, if you joined a program, one of the main goals of my program is to help people, just in general, understand baby and toddler sleep better and understand kind of what's going on in our children's, minds when it comes to some of these things, so that you can be an expert in it. So that even if you have more kids after this, you know exactly what to do, because you're like, I'm an expert in sleep now. I really have a good understanding of this. Like, to me, that's really important. So you don't have to do it on your own. There's no prize for that. The prize is to feel like life is good and enjoyable, to have your kids go to bed at 7:00 so you can have time with your spouse. Like, that's the prize, not figuring it out on your own, or to have your kids sleep through the night so that you can sleep through the night, so you can wake up the next day and be like, wow, I feel like I can take on this day, instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, this is the worst ever, so like, that's the prize. Yeah. And just that, like, there's legitimate reasons why your babies, why your toddlers are waking up so much, and there's proven strategies for it, right? Like, we don't have to go on and on with it. We can put strategies in place to solve these problems, okay? And it doesn't mean that we have to do strategies that involve terrible crying and just like letting our kids, scream it out or cry it out, right? Like, we can put strategies in place that feel really natural and feel really good, okay? I'm a huge fan of that, because I don't think that laying a baby in bed to cry feels good. It feels really unnatural, and it feels like, gosh, this can't be the way to go about it, right? But I think, if our babies are waking up 7 times in the night to breastfeed, and maybe this baby's 1 year old, and you're like, man, they can't really be that hungry, like, that also doesn't really feel good, right? Because you're like, there's a reason why they're doing this, and it's like disrupting everyone's sleep, their sleep, right? If your 1 year old is waking up every hour to feed, like, that's disrupting their sleep. It's not good for them. It's a habit that they've formed that they feel like they really need, but it's actually not best for their sleep. It's not best for your sleep. And it means that it's harder to, parent at optimal level when you're waking up every hour in the night, right? And there are proven strategies that you can use and put in place that feel really good, because it feels like it's gradual, breaking off a habit gradually, so that they can still feed in the night every time that they want to, but that you're not, in a sense, kind of continuing on this habit. You're gradually, working to make changes to this habit so that they will just stop waking in the night to feed. That is the strategy that I like to use. That is the gentle method that I like to use, okay? So if you want to book a free sleep strategy call to talk about, gentle methods, strategies that you can use, and how we can work together to put a strategy in place so that your little ones can be really awesome sleepers, please do send me a DM saying sleep strategy call, okay? I'll send you the link to book. I do have a call day tomorrow, so if you haven't had a call yet, like, let's get on a call. Let's talk about how we can work together. I am such a fan of, being a part of your village, because I know that it's not something that we can do alone. And I get really sad when families are just waiting for sleep to be better, when I actually truly feel like, this is the wonderful time that you have your baby, and, you could be sleeping better, and you could be enjoying your days, and, feeling like, like you got this, and like, this is good. I'm managing, like, this is good. So let's help you get there. Send me that DM. I'm excited to talk to you. Post any questions you have below. Okay. And thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.